What's up, guys? Eric here, back for another VOD review. And today I got something pretty interesting for you guys. So, we got the new patch coming out tomorrow. Didn't want to VOD review one of all the same comps that I've reviewed. This entire patch, basically I've been VOD reviewing, the Arcana Viruses and the Rise comps and the Callista comps and the Warriors and the Karma stuff. So I want to do something a little bit different, and I wanted to take a preview look at one of the comps that I think is going to do very well next patch that, is still being played this patch. And I went through some match histories, and I saw that Saintvicious, fellow member of the Bald Gang, I guess, played this comp that I'm really interested in next patch. So let's take a look. Already from the first few minions, you might be able to tell what we are thinking about playing here, because we pick up an early Namzi, pick up an early Elise pair and a Jace 2 off the minion round, and we also have this Twitch already, so you can see some direction appearing here. Certainly, there's another Namzi and Augment wise here. Nothing to really write home about. Scholar Crown, of course, like if you want to play into Scholars, none of these really look great in our spot. You could just default into I'm the carry now. But Saint rolls here and finds an upgraded Adventure, which with this line is actually very solid. So here's the thing, is that prior to tomorrow's patch, we'll see what tomorrow's patch does. This is the only way that you could ever play this line. You have to take an upgraded Adventure, and then you can actually play to reroll a lot of these units. He even ends up, my god, he has the Namzi 2 and the Elise 2 now. I mean, certainly I imagine that we end up playing the Jace here, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, surprising actually that he doesn't play the Chase over the Twitch here, but I wonder if it's maybe he thinks he has enough tankiness and he just wants the damage to kill as many as possible. I don't know. But yeah, this is certainly a comp that is hard to play if you don't get exactly this spot right now currently. But next patch, Elise is getting buffed, Jace is getting buffed. Those are the big ones. Twitch is getting a small nerf. Oh yeah, Namzi is getting buffed as well. So Jace, Namzi, and Elise getting buffed, and Vertical Shapeshifter is getting buffed. So all of these things being buffed about this comp, you could see how perhaps this comp would be pretty strong after these changes. So we'll see. I'm really interested to see how Saint does with it this game with an upgraded Adventure, and then if he does well enough with it this game, then this will hype me up to potentially play this comp tomorrow when it's fully actually buffed. And this is a lot. I mean, the early shops are doing good for us. We've already picked up 5 Namzis here. We have 3 Jaces and 3 Elises here. Saint doing a quick scout to make sure that nobody's like contesting him or anything like that. Throw the Shivana into the player. That's another unit that you can either look for as a 3-star or as just another unit on your board. And so yeah, I've talked about this comp before. One thing that I really love about this comp with an upgraded Adventure is that you're rolling 4 for 1 cost potentially if you want to roll for the Twitch as well. It makes it really nice to actually get to the upgraded Adventure. Whereas if you play this with like an Ari type comp, then you have to actually hit the Ari. I'm actually curious to see what Saint goes for here. Maybe just another glove. Yeah, I could see it. But I'm actually down to just do a quick stats check here, because I know I've heard some conflicting things about this comp. So just let's throw in Namzi, Jace, and Elise, because I know for sure we're doing that. And then 3-star Namzi. I believe actually what I had heard was prior to next patch, that it was more beneficial to itemize Twitch. We could just do that by looking at items here. The deltas look fine on Namzi. Something like Infinity Edge, I mean, it looks better on Twitch than it does Namzi. So maybe, okay, yeah, this is too deep in the stats to see all this stuff. But I mean, yeah, if you look at something like in Infinity Edge and you just compare Namzi to Twitch, it does look better on Twitch. Shojin as well. Yep, Shojin looks a lot better on Twitch. So I think the way to play this comp currently is around more of a Twitch carry. IE looks pretty good on Namzi. Gwinsu's looks very bad. Shojin, like here, we can just build it to just Namzi items here. Shojin doesn't look that great. It kind of looks like you're just supposed to go IE and then just like straight damage. Yeah, statistics say Shojin and Gwinsu are kind of some of Namzi's worst items. Renan's even looks better, but once again, we have a very small sample for this comp. So if it becomes stronger next patch, I think we'll get a lot better sample. But the early stats say, just build an IE and then kind of whatever from there. But ideally, build an IE and then you don't even need to build Shojin. I think a lot of people are really interested in building Shojin, and I think maybe Saint knows this because he's not he didn't go for like tier off carousel. He's looking more for something like an IELW as opposed to an IE Shojin, which is, I mean, is smart. It means he knows about this comp and the best way to play around it. Obviously, he threw the glove onto Namzi, and if you hit a Namzi 3 and you have 3 Twitches left, then you kind of have to itemize the Namzi. So we'll see what the late game looks like. It's also that like this comp has changed a little bit now that Namzi's been reworked really early on into the set. This comp existed, but it wasn't exactly the same because Namzi's ability doesn't work the way that it does now. So it looks like Namzi's BIS hasn't really changed that much, though. That you still want you really want IE is the biggest thing, which makes sense. It's Namzi is a champion that cares mostly about getting a big cast off. And it looks like Saint's gonna get a pretty decent loss streak here. No 5 loss because he won the second round because he slammed that gargoyle. I wonder if there was actually a way for us to lose 2-2, but in any case, 4 loss here. Well, 3 loss, but losing 4 fights at this stage is not too bad. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here because when you're playing a comp like this, you obviously want to roll a lot at 3-1. I'm interested to see how deep Saint rolls here because you do need to hit 4 3 stars to get the upgraded adventure. Yeah, getting gold here would be huge for us, and maybe some slammable items. There's another Elise, which is great as well. So maybe we can get there. You're gonna have to probably build a Hodge here. Ooh, he's even just gonna reforge here. Wow, that's he reforged one of the gloves there, I think, because we had is it triple glove that we had. I mean, I imagine that Hodge is not even that bad on Namzi, something like an IE Hodge. I don't even see it in the stats here. Maybe if we filter down just to Namzi 3 and get all of these guys out, maybe we can get some more stats on this kind of stuff. Because I imagine, yeah, Hodge is not that bad in the stats. But I think Saint just doesn't. He wants to slam something here. So, yeah. All right, here's the roll down. We'll see how deep Saint wants to go. A lot of Elises already. If you get close to stuff, we could think about going deeper. He's at 32 now. The question is, how much deeper does he dip here? He rolls once down to 31 here, which is kind of interesting because, I've talked about in my YouTube short about how 32 is kind of the magic number for making 50 gold in a couple of rounds from now. He actually rolls that once at 33, which surprises me because now, especially because we're very likely to end up picking units, we're not going to, well, we'll see actually. If we lose this fight, we'll be okay. Because yeah, we are on a 4 loss streak here, so we should be fine then because we're already getting income here. All right, augments wise, I don't think it's spin to win, of course. I don't think it was the other one that was actually, what was the other one that was there? Because it's I thought for a second that it was let me see. Oh, trade. Okay, yeah, not trade tracker. I'm thinking of the other one, the vertical whatever one. Capricious seems great in this comp. I haven't looked at the stats, but I imagine that Capricious is amazing. He is going to take a little bit of HP charm because yeah, Capricious fantastic on Jace, also fantastic on Shyvana if you can get there. This is another spot where you could do a quick stats check and just type Jace, type Elise, type Shyvana, and then look up the blacksmith's gloves. Yeah, statistics. I mean, statistics say that it's Jace. Okay, yeah. The stats actually don't even like it that much on Shyvana. Maybe if you split by like star level and like once you get to Shyvana 3, maybe it's better. But yeah, I mean, stats say throw it on Jace. Okay, and then Elise can be our main tank here. I mean, it makes sense, right? Jace is like a damage dealer / tank. So yeah. So yeah, up to 39 gold here hurts so much that we're actually not up to 40, but as long as we lose this next fight, it should be fine. We'll get to the 5 loss, get that extra 2 gold, and then 3 plus 2. I mean, we'd still only be at 49, right? 3 plus 2 plus 5 brings us to 49, I believe. And if we win this fight, I mean, then we're getting the 1 gold there, and then we're still at 49. And I mean, with Namzi too. So yeah, we end up actually losing a little bit of econ because of how deep we rolled. Ooh, we do hit Shyvana 2 there, which is nice, but now dropped to 39 again. I think at this point, Saint's just rolling to kind of see what the spot ends up looking like. If we end up hitting some more Namzis, if you'd hit an extra Namzi on that roll down, maybe he just says, you know what, I'm gonna send it. Oh my god, look at this Jace, by the way. The Gambler's Blade plus the fish bones. He's just in the backline bonking it. That Jace setup is actually kind of sick. And dude, imagine the buffs to Jace next patch. He's gonna have more AD scaling. Like, oh my god. All right, have to assume we just pick up the sword here to go for the IE. We are quite close to Namzi 3, so yeah, we really need to pick that up. I wouldn't even mind a Hodge slam here, but we'll see what Saint wants to go for. Obviously, the downside of slamming Hodge here is that we would kill the Last Whisper component, but IE Hodge seems like pretty decent slams. We also do have this duplicator, which is really nice. Dip to 40 here. Do you dip to 30 here? We're 63 HP. I might actually dip here to 30 golds just because we're 1 off Elise or 2 off Namzi. The value of rolling is pretty high here, but Saint's he's just gonna hold the line. And we'll see how this fight goes. He's also not going to slam the Hodge here. He does know that maybe this is smart from Saint because, like, yes, you can stabilize. A little bit harder here if you rolled, but he does know that he still needs to hit everything, right? He either needs to hit this Shiv 3 or this Twitch 3, and so, like, if he rolls too deep here, it's going to be very difficult for him to actually get to everything. There's at least 3, which is big, and 3. Ooh, okay, so that fight he does actually dip down now that he was one off Namzi. I mean, I think that was a very, very solid roll down, and it went very well for him. Now we're 6 Jaces, 6 Twitches. We are really, really close to actually getting our 3 stars and getting this upgraded adventure cash out. Which, the downside to this augment is that we have been down a prismatic for 2 full stages, so we need to get this cash out ideally 4-1. If we wait any later, we might just end up dying. So we'll see. There's another Twitch, which is fantastic. So we just need to find 4 copies really of Twitch between Twitch and Jace, and then we have a duplicator to make the last one. So not so bad in our spot here. Wait, I think it's 4 copies, 3 plus 2. Yeah. All right, a bunch of gold here, nice as well. And he does get that last whisper, and he's probably just gonna make a Shojin here. All right, let's send it. Actually getting really close here. Remembering to hold the Nikos and other stuff is good. He does hit pretty much everything here. A little surprised actually that he made this call, and oh my god, that cash out is so good for us. So yeah, I was actually a little surprised by this call out here, the call to dupe Shyvana here. So he could roll here and dig for like a Jace 3 as well. If the thing is, you kind of have to find 2 of either Jace or Shyvana here to then use the duplicator to make both. Saint has 15 seconds. He wants to just, I think I would go here and I would just roll deeper here. But I mean, obviously you get the immediate spike out of the Shyvana. We do have this remover here. We get a Radiant TG that can just go into Shyvana. But the downside is, like, we have this second Radiant TG and this ends up having to go on Twitch, which feels a little bit bad. The LW certainly makes, oh, wow, a Gwynsu with a Shojin. I think like I was talking about when we were looking at the statistics, the stats don't love this very much, but he actually goes that instead of just like a last whisper. That's surprising to me. Okay. But I mean, we stomped that fight. Let's look at last augment here. We do have a decent amount of augments, though, or a decent amount of items for something like item collector. Ooh, wow. There's a lot of decisions that are surprising me, because I feel like I really would have just gone for the item collector here for the combat strength. Explosive growth. I mean, this will allow Saint to actually just start pushing levels here, which is, very, very good in our spot. But yeah, a little surprising. And the nice thing is that we're holding on to these Jaces. If we just natural say like one more Jace in this spot, then we can really look at just pushing levels from there. We don't have to, do anything besides that. We don't have to roll on these levels, but say we natural one and maybe get like a duplicator off augment or off charm. I always say charm when I mean augment, and whatever. But yeah, that would be really chill. I mean, the upside to pushing levels is obviously we're level 6, we get 4 Shapen. Once we get to level 8, we can get 6 Shapen, which is obviously a huge spike on this board. So yeah, blacksmith gloves. Oh, it's so sad that we have these blacksmith gloves just sitting on Twitch here. I mean, I feel like the items do like fine on him, but man, I really wish they were sitting on the Jace still. I'm surprised actually. I mean, I guess his idea is that blacksmith gloves are stronger than random TG, which is certainly correct. And so that's why he just wants to throw them on the Twitch. I just imagine that Twitch is not that. I mean, let me add it to the filter here, that because I already have the blacksmith gloves filter out, and see. Okay, for some reason I added Twitch and then I ran out of a sample, and so now I can't even see the other units. Well, I guess that makes sense. I made the sample so much lower. The stats say there have been less than, I think, 100 games with a blacksmith's glove on a Twitch, because I'm not seeing it. All right, Steadfast Heart here for the Elise here. So of course we don't need to build Heal Cut because we have Dragon in. So the only thing that you really need to look into building here is Armor Shred. But I think Saint might just say, you know what, who cares about Armor Shred? I have all of these gloves that can potentially roll Armor Shred items, and at the end of the day, my comp is mixed damage. I have the Shyvana who's doing a lot of magic damage. This Ionic Sparkle on the Shyvana is crazy, by the way. So who really cares in this spot about building Shred? It seems like what Saint is going for idea-wise here. I have to imagine, by the way, that getting a, especially next patch when Namzi's Dragon buff is getting buffed even more, I have to imagine getting 3 Dragon on this board is insane. So that would be like the level 9 that we could potentially play on this. But we'll see here. Saint just pushing levels at this point. Not really much to get in other than other Jaces. So, another Jace 2 on this board, not bad. This board we're fighting pretty strong, by the way. Let's see. Ooh, it's pretty close. Can Twitch clutch it out? No, Twitch cannot clutch it out. Yeah, I mean, that board that we fought was quite strong, and we are, we were kind of playing some fake units there. So, hey, we end up hitting the Swain here, which is great. Just need to pick up the final Shapeshifter, need to find the Nasus here, or, I'd be fine picking up the, oh my god, that is actually pretty bad for us here. But yeah, I mean, I think you might have to go 9 here. Okay, we end up finding the Nasus here, and at this point, we're just rolling for Smolder here. Or yeah, a Diana's not bad. I wonder if he would actually make a Diana too. I think I might not. Another item here, we're just going to make the Gwinsu for Smolder here, and just going to keep... Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Just make Gwinsu. Well, I wonder if there's something better that we could have made than Gwinsu. Okay, lowest of keys. I'm pretty sure the play here is reforge Rod and look for something else. Because also statistically, Gwinsu has become a much worse item on Smolder. It's not terrible items-wise. But I mean, if you look in the statistics, like, it's a decent delta, but, something like Red Buff, Last Whisper, Infinity Edge, all of these are way, way better in the statistics. So I mean, the upside to Gwinsu is that it's an okay, like, first item, but, like, we have Bow, Sword, and Chain Open. Like, I guess worst case, we reforge this into, like, a belt or a chain vest, and then we have to make, like, Titan Smolder or something. And at least Gwinsu is, like, that base of goodness. Yeah. I guess also... Okay, you wouldn't ever do this, but you could double duplicate Jace here and just have Jace 3, but... I think the only way we're going to do that is if we get like really, really late in the game and we have to do it essentially. Honestly, this Gwinsu Namzi is doing work. The statistics don't love it. Wow. I'm surprised by the sell there, but I guess his thought is that, it's only 15% odds to find this stuff. I might as well just go for it. Oh, that's a Smolder too. So I think that's part of the issue that we have here. And oh man, yeah. That orb was actually so bad for us just because we're sitting on double dupes here, but there's nothing we can do, right? I mean, you could double dupe the Diana, but I think the value of that is actually just quite low. So yeah, I don't blame Saint for making this play, and we just need to find one Smolder. If we can find one Smolder, our board spikes immensely here. It's just with that many Smolders out, it's a little tough here. This doesn't even find us 5 costs. There's another Jace. Oh, Sag. We can say it's the same Jace. He's going to use this to move the TG over. Okay, seems pretty reasonable. Feels a little bit bad to downgrade Jace just because he is a 6 shapeshifter, so he is going to get a lot of HP. And he did have the removers, but maybe Saint has an idea for these removers. The nice thing about having removers this late into the game is that we do have these TGs that we would potentially like to move. Also, this person we're fighting is a Smolder as well. This game is so unfortunate, actually. But hey, we are 19 HP. Hopefully there's a Smolder on Carousel. No. We can look for last Elise item in like a Warmogs probably. There's also like, yeah, there is the LW. It's interesting that Saint didn't prio LW earlier, but now he does prio it. But we're going to go for the Smolder item here instead of Elise item. I don't know. I kind of like going for just final Elise item because we know we have Elise here. Reforge and Rover. Oh, there's the Smolder at long last. So now double dupe the Smolder. Gwinsu is and the Last Whisper for it. And, ooh, gonna move the second Gwinsu over off of Namzi and put it on the Smolder. Yeah, I mean, Smolder 2 stronger than Namzi 2. So getting to a 3-item Smolder over a Namzi, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I like this a lot. And, of course, we're playing the 3 Dragon here. And so the Namzi is just here, for the fun of it. That is something that you can do with this comp. It's a really good call out from Saint. Is that once you get to a really, really late game, you can potentially move your items. Boom, there's a Briar too, which is really, really big. And yeah, we can put this onto our board. But yeah, this is the other thing is that, if you have items on, say, like a Jace 3 and you find like a Briar 2 late game, you can end up moving TG items from Jace to Briar, which is, makes a lot of sense. So like Smolder, ends up taking items from Namzi, and Jace ends up taking items for Briar. I mean, maybe this was Saint's idea the entire game is to, end up moving these Gwinsus over to Smolder. Like I said, statistics don't say it's an amazing item on Smolder, but it's, perfectly serviceable on him. And yeah, at this point now, this is a really cool usage of all these items moving around. End up moving the TG over to Nasus, the Blacksmith's Gloves. He's going to do much better with that. And man, at this point, I wish we had more items because now we have a Twitch 3 to itemize still. We have the Smolder, or not the Smolder, but the Namzi that we can look at itemizing here, which is like probably a Hodge. And ooh, this is an idea. So move the Hodge over and then move Gwinsu back. I kind of love this. Ooh, Defensive Golem is really, really good for us as well. Yeah, I kind of really like this. Oh, we have the Spectral Cutlass Eternal Winter. So this Nasus is going to teleport and then get aggro. I wish we could have had it same side because you can just teleport him into backline. Then he'll just get aggro from stuff like the Varus and troll it really hard. But ooh, look how this board goes, man. I mean, yeah, we just beat a very, very capped board, very, very capped Varus board. So pleasantly surprised by how the board does. I mean, usually if you get an upgraded adventure, your board should be doing well, but this is certainly a solid game for it. So yeah, I'm excited to try this comp out tomorrow because it received a ton of buffs, and certainly if you get an upgraded adventure spot for it, you might play it. But Saint's down. He's down a gold augment in the spot. He is obviously up an upgraded adventure here. He did find the smolder too, but obviously that took up his entire prismatic orb. I think there are other people who should be theoretically capped higher than this. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good showing for this comp, honestly. But yeah, pretty solid charm here. Just gonna roll down one more fight versus this Blasters player. 6 Blaster. Yeah, this board is no slouch, and he's got a Fishbones on his Varus here. Great no swap as swap from Saint here to make sure that the Varus ends up getting Eternal Winter, though I think our Nomsy got sniped. Yeah, but look at this Smolder just raining death from above. Yeah, really fun game from Saint. Oh, sorry about that. Playing a comp that I'm excited to see tomorrow how it does. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitter, my links down below. Thank you guys again for watching.